The key to building a fortress chest is going to be having bulletproof shoulders. So most people in the journey to get a bigger chest always end up hurting their shoulders. And there's a couple of reasons why this actually happens. Most shoulder pain is caused by basically three different things. So the first one is flat back bench pressing. So what that actually means is when you bench press, your back is completely flat. That's not good, and that's not optimal when it comes to building a bigger chest. You have to use the cue of having your chest up when you bench press, because with your chest up, you're actually rotating the shoulders down and back, and you're putting them in a position where they're the most protected. So if I turn to the side here, you'll see what I'm talking about. So if I'm in this position and I'm benching with my back flat, look how my front shoulder comes up, right? That's not cool. That's good. Whenever I bench, I'm going to be doing this, right? And you can see there's torque on that shoulder. But if I use that cue of chest up, you see the difference. My chest pops up, my shoulders tuck back. That's the position that you want to be in when you're bench pressing, because that's the safest position for the shoulder. So it's almost like every time you bench press, whether it's a dumbbell bench press, an incline bench press, a flat bench press, a barbell bench press, doesn't matter, even a machine press. What you really want to do is you really want to just think about that you're making every movement into kind of like a decline press, where your chest is super high up and you're bringing the bar down low on your chest. Because when you do that, and again, if I turn to the side, you'll see if I'm doing a decline bench press, my chest comes up and I'm in this position. Look how safe my shoulder is. It's tucked back, and I'm actually going to get a better activation of my chest when I come up and across, right? As opposed to if my back is flat and I'm bench pressing, you could see the chest is not really working as hard as when it's tucked back. So you want to do the same thing. You want to put your shoulders in a safer position and bench press like that. So you're going to get more activation out of the chest by doing that. And you're also going to get more recruitment from the chest and less shoulder pain. And less shoulder pain means a bigger chest. So the second reason why most shoulder injuries happen is because the bench pressing volume is just too much, period. And I'm just talking about bench pressing volume, but just pressing volume in general. Shoulder pressing, incline pressing, flat pressing. It's just overall, it's too much. If your shoulders keep getting hurt, you're doing too many presses. So you need to look at total for the week, what you're doing, and then just say, okay, I'm doing whatever, 5 presses on Monday. I'm doing 5 presses on Thursday. That's 10 presses in a week. My shoulder's not in pain. I'm fine. But I would just kind of lump all your pressing together. So lump your bench pressing, your shoulder pressing, group it all together so you know how much pressing volume you can take. Because sometimes your pressing volume is through the roof. Most guys, they'll do 3 pressing movements for chest, and then they'll go into do 2 or 3 pressing movements for shoulders too. So you're essentially doubled the pressing volume just by doing that. So there's no reason to do 3 overhead pressing movements when you also are doing 3 flat or whatever chest pressing movements. It's just too much pressing. Whenever you do any pressing movement, whether it's a bench press or it's a shoulder press, you're doing a lot of what's known as internal rotation of that shoulder. That shoulder is being internally rotated. And when my shoulder internally rotates like it just did, you'll see that my shoulder kind of jumps forward. So too much internal rotations like that will actually cause pain in the shoulders. So which leads into the third point here, which is you need to be doing external rotation. So you need to get out of that internal position. So again, like I said, whenever you're bench pressing or overhead pressing, you're in that internal position. You want to do more external rotation. So you want to rotate out. So an external rotation, you basically use a band or a cable, you set it up, you set yourself in this position, and you rotate your shoulder and your elbow across the line. And you can see when I do that, I'm externally rotating the shoulder and I'm opening everything up. You could also get a lot more external rotation from doing more back volume. So again, you have to look at your program overall and say, okay, is my presses to rows ratio in line? Am I doing more pressing than I am rowing? Because those types of things, well, again, we'll do that. Whenever you do any type of rowing movement or pull down or anything like that, you're actually gonna be using more of those external rotators. So that's exactly what we want to do. We want to balance out the internal rotation versus the external rotation. I know a lot of guys talk shit about the external rotation and say they don't need it, but I've been doing it for years, and I knock wood, I've never had any shoulder pain. So I would definitely recommend throwing them in there at the end of your pressing day. Doesn't hurt. 3 sets of 15 reps, and you'd be good to go. Just again, it's just benefit. It's almost like taking a multivitamin. It's like insurance for your shoulders. So that's where I would go. And if you made it this far into the video, I have a free gift for you. I'm going to give you a free 6-week training program that you could get scot-free, no strings attached. All you got to do, click that link below and download the program. All right, guys, until next time, this was Anthony, AB Fitness. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a beat, and I'll catch you on the next one.